In fact, they hate the president so much, they've shut down government. They hate him so much that if President Trump came out in favor of breathing to live, they would hold their breath. It's not rational. And I just don't know what else to do. All I can tell my Democratic friends is, look, reasonable people disagree, and I get it. But you're just being too emotional. You need to go drink a big, old, cold, tall glass of get over it and realize that President Trump is the President of the United States. Don't shut government down because of it. Mr. President, you've been really patient. And even though the parliamentarian tried to get you to dodge my questions, you answered them straight up, and I really appreciate it. With that, I yield. No, I suggest the absence of a quorum.
Hey, folks. Welcome back to Liberty Trigger, where we cut through the nonsense and speak a little truth with some good old-fashioned common sense. So, Senator John Kennedy just went full Louisiana truth bomb on the Senate floor, and I've got to say, he absolutely roasted Washington's nonsense over this shutdown mess. Kennedy starts by saying what the elites never want to hear. We're not smarter, more virtuous, or more important than the American people. If you think this not right then, drop your thoughts below. Let's have a real conversation. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more breakdowns like this one. Let's get into it.
You either think that we're more important and smarter and more virtuous than the American people, or you don't. And I think we ought to be treated the same. Now, having said that, I said I agreed with what Senator Paul said. I'm just worried his name on the bill is going to get knocked out of the park. So I'm going to put it in my name. Let's do what, it's not Senator Paul's bill. It's Senator Ron Johnson's bill. And what Ron John's, we call him Ron John, I'm sorry, Senator Ron Johnson from the wonderful state of Wisconsin. What Senator Johnson has proposed, and I voted for repeatedly, says, look, if you're deemed an essential employee right now, you're working, but you're not being paid. Senator Johnson's bill says, we're going to pay you. I voted for that. It also says if you're furloughed, if you're deemed to be non-essential, then you're not working, but you will get paid once we come out of this shutdown. Does that make sense? That's what Senator Ron Johnson has proposed. And as I told my good friend Senator Paul, I agree with him. Senator Paul's name is on that bill. It's going to be vetoed 6 ways to Sunday. I'm going to try to put my name on the bill. Maybe it'll get passed, maybe it won't, but I think I have a better chance than Senator Paul. That's just my personal opinion. It's not meant to be personal. So, for that reason, Mr. President, I tried a third way. It's not my preferred way, but we got to get out of this mess. I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of calendar number 191 S302, which, as I've indicated, Mr. President, I think we've got a chance to pass the House with it, and I really don't think President Trump will veto it if I explain to him it's Senator Ron Johnson's bill. And I further ask that the bill be considered read a third time and passed, and that the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.
Is there an objection?
Mr. President.
Chair recognizes the senator from Washington.
Thank you, Mr. President. Reserving the right to object, let me just say this. We should make sure that every federal worker gets the paycheck that they are owed. And the right way to do that is for Republicans to finally join us and get serious about passing a bipartisan CR so we do reopen the government and prevent health care costs from exploding. Instead, the bill that the senator from Louisiana is asking for unanimous consent for actually lets Donald Trump and Russ Vought decide who they want to pay during a shutdown, and that will allow them to stiff everyone else. President Trump has said he will only pay the people he wants to. He literally said, and I quote, "We're going to take care of our people. There are some people who really don't deserve to be taken care of, and we'll take care of them in a different way, unquote. This bill would actually let Trump do exactly that. Mr. President, we should make sure all of our workers get paid, not just the workers Trump likes. So the best way to do that is for, of course, Republicans to sit down with us as Democrats, work out a solution to reopen the government. If instead you do as the senator from Louisiana suggests here, then at a minimum, it should cover all employees. And that proposal is out on the table with Senator Van Hollen and Senator Peters. Thank you, Mr. President. For that reason, I object.
Objection is heard. Chair recognizes the senator from Louisiana.
Mr. President, look, I get it. You know, this is why we're in a shutdown. I just proposed a bill, was my third choice, but it's better than nothing, to say everybody gets paid. And my good friend from Washington State objected. I don't know what else to do. I voted 14 times to open up government. I can't change the election. President Trump was duly elected President of the United States. He was, in a free election. And the American people spoke. And some of my colleagues are upset about that.
Boom. That's it. Because D.C. acts like the rest of us are peasants, and they're the philosopher kings sent from heaven to manage us. Nah, Kennedy's reminding them they work for us. Now here's the simple part that'll make you shake your head. Senator Ron Johnson had a bill that said, back-end index pointing right essential workers who are still on the job during a shutdown get paid. Back-end index pointing right furloughed workers get paid after it's over. That's it. That's just basic fairness. Kennedy says he's voted for it over and over. He even offered to put his own name on it just to get it passed. Then, here comes Senator Patty Murray from Washington, and guess what? She objects. She says the bill would let Trump decide who gets paid. Give me a break. That's not what it does. That's just another excuse to block anything that might actually help Americans. Because if it helps Trump, they'll burn it down. These folks hate Trump so much they cancel oxygen if he said breathing is patriotic. And Kennedy, in pure Louisiana fashion, fires right back. He says, look, it's not my first choice, but it's better than nothing. Then he hits them with the line of the year. You hate Trump so much that if he came out in favor of breathing to live, you'd hold your breath. That's exactly right. These people would rather wreck the country than let Trump or any Republican look good. Here's the bigger picture. Folks, this shutdown isn't about policy. It's about power. It's about a political class that would rather see regular Americans suffer than admit the other side has a point. Kennedy's out there fighting for fairness, while the left is playing games with paychecks. He's got common sense. They've got cable news talking points. So yeah, Kennedy gets it. He's one of the few up there who still talks like a real person, not a robot reading a poll. And to the rest of Washington, grow up, pay the people who work, and stop using Americans as pawns in your little power games. If you agree that Kennedy's the only adult in the room, hit that like button, share this video, and drop a comment below. Speech Balloon, do you think the shutdown is about helping workers or hurting Trump? Subscribe for more truth. Folks, we're not backing down. God bless you. God bless Senator Kennedy. And God bless the United States of America.